Hello, to Growing Up Alien, and this is Jesse. Hello, Jesse. Jesse says hello, hello. Just a short recorded video, for all of our new family and friends who've joined the past just few days or so. Actually, we've had basically a tsunami of wonderful new people that were. I just wanted to do this to sort of introduce all of the friends that you're going to meet here, who have been on this channel for a while. So, well, not that long, actually. I only opened it in September. But anyway, yeah, we're just a very quiet collective of folks who want the truth and who are tired of being lied to, who are tired of being talked down to, who, have had experiences and we're afraid to come forward, for whatever reason. So this channel is here for people to feel safe, to feel heard, um, to realize that there's a lot of people that are like them that are spread around the globe and that we need to come together. Um, Maybe people who are tired of gurus, people who are tired of being talked down to, people who want to have their own voice and their own opinions, and be free to be themselves and not have to follow any sort of rules or regulations or protocol, which in fact is the problem, not only on Earth, but upstairs. So that's getting cleaned out. So I have many emails that I have to get through, for folks who've sent emails. Yeah, I just they're just me, and the way I run my telepathy and ET contact is was very very gentle. I had all my clients would just be we kind of take our time with each other, and actually I think that's going to be how telepathy is best delivered, because it is about relaxation. So I know a lot of folks have questions about, contacting their ETs and hearing their ETs and getting a better feel for how that works. So slowly but surely, I will reach out to everyone who are curious about that. I know many folks have questions on telepathy. Actually, yes, not you. Animals are masters. If you want to talk to a master, this is anybody that you have. That's a non-human around you. These guys are telepathic. Children are telepathic, of course. We all are telepathic until we're told we're not. And yes, I know he's kind of Eeka's here actually as well. So he's telepathic, of course. He's much more telepathic than I am. We do have limitations, being in this, form. Anyway, but it's really a matter of relaxation. And I think Rebecca Rose cracked the code when she said you have to be able to receive. And we're not taught on this planet to receive, we're taught to give, right? Because sacrifice, pain, giving, all that kind of stuff, that's unfortunately the Matrix's way of manipulating our minds and making us feel small and less than. That's all going to be deleterious for those who are trying to ease into telepathy. So understanding that anyone or anything that talks down to you and makes you feel small, is not going to assist you in the process. So it is about receiving. And I always want to give kudos to Rebecca Rose, for coming up with that, cracking the code. I call it cracking the code a bit. So I've been fascinated with how it works, psychic ability, basically what people call psychic ability, right? How it works, and how you can learn how to control it. All right. Yeah. And I was psychic for most of my life, and then I stopped, obviously, when you enter it. Yes, exactly. I know. And then you enter the matrix. So the animals were, of course, the main teachers for me when it came to mind communication. And then I approach it very scientifically. I don't approach it in any woo-woo manner, and that's nothing wrong with that. If you like spirituality and you like to work in that kind of element, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I just approach it from a more scientific perspective, which is brainwave connection and quantum entanglement. And I just tell everybody if you got a brain, you can do it. So if you're probably listening to this now, I would guess you have a brain. No. So yeah, it is about just learning how to relax. And I went through years of frustration of not being able to fully regain or fully appreciate, what other people were doing. And that's another problem you have to be careful of is, and we're trained to that, right? You see other people who are doing it and you're like, how come I can't do it? What are they, and you start going down that road. And that's something that we're all raised to do. And so you never want to compare yourself with anybody else. Competition is very evil and it serves no purpose. We don't have competition on Era. I mean, there are the people who do, yeah, of course, but it's not something that's encouraged because there's really no point in pitting people against each other. You might want to you just express yourself the best way you can. Exactly. What do you see? I know it. We're wild. Yeah, I know. Right, there's some stuff going on. I don't know what it is. But just yeah, like we've all I think I don't know if anyone anybody, but so many of us get really really frustrated with trying to develop these skills, right? Because you see people on channels and stuff. It's not about and Eka always says, again, it's like, yeah, it's really about you. Don't worry about other people. Everybody is different. Everybody's body is different, so it's going to come across different. It's like everybody who sings differently. So yeah, it really is about relaxation. And when I had a major breakthrough with Ika coming forward, it was an evening. I was in a really bad place. So you don't have to worry about, I guess people who always tell you, oh, you got to be happy, you got to raise your vibration, 11, 11, 333, all these numbers and all these you got to have this has to happen. And if you're in I was in a really bad place. And it was pretty much like as I was at the end of my rope at that point. And that was it. That was when he came through. Many people are almost on their deathbed when the extraterrestrials come through. So I think that throws some dirt into that, high vibration, happy camper group. Not that that's not great. We all want to be happy. Is it realistic though? No, we're not always going to be happy. And the ETs aren't always happy. I mean, it's like it's life, if you're in life, that's the way it is. And there's actually a lot of trauma upstairs. I've assisted extraterrestrials who went through bad childhoods. So, this we're all the same, So, yeah, don't worry about that. It's just a matter of allowing it. And this was actually something I learned again from Shola, who's a friend of Louise Jones, Psychic LJ. So, yeah, this is what they do on the Pleiades is, I know we squeal. We squeal. Oh, you just relax. Just relax. Just you got to you'll start to feel that place in your mind where you're in kind of a zen state where you're basically opening up your mind. For me, I tend to I call it like walking back. You just kind of relax, you open it. It can happen instantly. Once you start doing this, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and you just snap right into it. You don't have to meditate for an hour. You don't have to do anything. It just comes right in. So when an ET needs to contact me, I get them right away. I don't have to be. I can be tired, and they'll still come through if they really need to come through. So, um, if you, I mean, it's not like I like meditation. We meditate upstairs. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think a lot of people get too involved with method. And once you start to do that, you start to lose that looseness, which is necessary for the receiving to happen. So, fool around with stuff. Nothing can go wrong. And like, just play and see where you're able to focus on getting your mind in that really kind of Zen state. Um, and it's not channeling, it's telepathy. It's very different. Channeling is when you allow them to enter your body. I personally don't do that. I know people who do, and they're very skilled in it, and that's grand. I'll only allow Ika to partially half sometimes if he's going to transmit some information, I allow him to kind of come in kind of halfway, and then I can, you know, fully hear and download and translate what it is he's trying to say. But yeah, I'm now, but I'm still in my body. I still own half of my body. But yeah, I went from 0 to 60, and I know a lot of people who do. And I went through a lot of struggle. So I'm not one of those people who like, everything lands on their lap or whatever. They want to make you think they're they're magic. But no, I went through hell. And yeah, I still go through. I can be in a really bad place and still telepath. So and they come through and when they're upset or in a bad place and telepath as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of fooling around with it, playing with it, and see where it takes you, right? So just saying welcome again to everyone. I know a lot of folks are coming in here wondering what the hell we're doing with this channel because it's very different. It's very we're just friends. We're just a group. We like to keep it family really and help each other. So we have a lot of resources for folks who are being targeted or what have you. Doing a live tomorrow night with hopefully knock on wood Erica and definitely Michelle. So this is our galactic team, and all of the galactic teams are coming together, and some folks coming in now may be part of our team. There are, of course, teams all over the world, so you may find your group as well and what your particular mission is. So yeah, it's just about, hanging in there at this point. A lot of stuff's going on upstairs. I know, it's crazy. Isn't that crazy? I say we gotta get all my ships loaded up for horses and chickens. Yeah. We're gonna go together. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of, like I said, I mean, it must be kind of, weird for some people because it's kind of like we're kind of an inside joke thing. We swear a lot. Everybody swears on here. Everybody's themselves, and we agree to disagree. And yeah, it's just about that. That's the whole point is allowing people to be themselves and not making others think the way you think they should think, which is control, and allowing people to say and be and do things that, you may or may not feel comfortable with, and that's the part of existence, really. It's not about trying to fit everybody into a category. It's not about someone trying to tell people how to think. It's not about one person having all the answers for everybody. So we don't have any more answers a lot of times than you guys have, and neither do the ETs. So that's where we stand. And we make mistakes, and they make mistakes, and we sometimes choose paths that aren't the best way. But that's just the way life is, isn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, as it, as I said, it's just me, so I'm trying to get through all the emails as fast as I can because I like to give everybody a lot of like personal attention when I do that. It's just sort of the way I work. I guess I can answer one question, which people were asking, like, how do the sessions work? So the sessions don't actually, they're not like a 1 hour session. You're not a number. You're not my 3 o'clock. So we chat. If you want to do ET contact, I need to get a picture of you and we'll chat, and then I'll wait for your family to come in. And a lot of times at that point, you'll actually hear it yourself. That will go on over days. So we're not, the sessions don't actually last. Or not, we don't meet officially. Like, I don't like things to be any kind of, I don't like any kind of, I like things to be very fluid. So we will just be in contact, either email or phone, over several days. And it depends on the person. Some people, 1 or 2 days, and they're like, everything they wanted validated is validated. They're good to go. Other people might want to take a week maybe. I've never had anybody go over a week. Everybody usually gets contact right away within the first couple of days. But I'm just there to sort of like answer or sort of guide you, support basically once we've initiated the contact. The same is true for the telepathy class and the remote viewing class. That's one-on-one. I don't like group classes for that. I don't think it's effective. So with that, we have an initial meeting where I talk you through what might be specific to you in general, how you would do this. Then you try it and you report back to me whenever you're free about how it's working for you and what's not working. Then we try to troubleshoot from there. So yeah, it's very old fashioned, old school, whatever. I just don't like things to be, I don't like people to be numbers. I don't like being a number. I don't like being ignored. And I just assume others like to feel special too, because we're all special, and it's like, we're so lied to on this planet, where we're told that we matter, but we're treated like dirt. It's like is the dichotomies of all. But yeah. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for now. I just wanted to do like a quick. I've been trying to do this for like 2 days, and I was like, oh, I gotta just say something because, um, yeah, we're very different, for sure. We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's cool. Not everybody's our cup of tea either, and that's also cool. And that goes for ETs, as well. I actually refuse to talk to any of the higher ranking extraterrestrials. I won't talk to them. I don't like anyone who thinks they're better than somebody else. I don't like anyone who thinks of elitism. I don't like anyone who has a hierarchy. I don't believe in protocol. I believe in compassion. The only rule I have for everything is compassion. And that's me, and I'm going to stand by it. It doesn't roll with most people or with most places, and that's okay. Because I just don't understand how you can make rules that hurt. If you can help someone, if you have the capacity to actually help someone, an animal, whatever, what have you, and you just decide not to, I don't understand that, and I don't think that's gonna roll. So and the ETs I work with agree with that, and I think people get way too hung up with some of the like what prime directive bullshit and stuff like that, and I think ultimately a lot of that's going to be taken down. That's my guess right now. I know a lot of E2s don't go along with that, but that's the problem when you have top-down government. You're told what to do, and I don't believe they understand what free will really is, because you can't have free will when you're afraid, when you're threatened, when you have to do what others tell you to do, and you can't talk back because then you'll be punished. That's not free will. That's a slave system. So we have a lot of ET stepping forward in testimony right now, probably your family members, who have been coerced to say, to not do, or to do things that they didn't agree with and didn't have a real say. What shifted the tables at this point was you guys. They heard it. Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, us and this army, baby. Yeah. They heard, and they kind of started and they backed down. There's been people who've been replaced, and there's a lot of different things like that. I don't like to name names. We probably won't name names until they say we have to. But a lot of people step down in a very honorable way, and that's great. That's respectable. So that's where we stand now. Eeka's already testified. He's one of the. He doesn't like to talk about anything that. He doesn't like to share his struggles with me. And it's is what everybody's different, when you're in relationships. It's like, I want to support him in his struggles, and he's just. But anyway, yeah, he's testified, and some other folks are going to be doing that. The tribunals are going on now as we speak. So cool beans. Anyway, hopefully that will lead to some real change on the ground here for us and for the Earth people, who we don't want to abandon. That's the whole point of what we came here and what the liberation of this planet is all about. It isn't to leave the Earth people as slaves to a corporation system. That's not okay. Even though most Earth people don't even understand they're in that system, it's still wrong. And they have to be given the choice of what they want to do with their future. And we as envoys, we're separate from them. It's going to be handled separately. Yeah, we had dirt kicked in our face, and we're basically thrown to the wolves, and that stopped, and it's going to stop. And as you step forward and make your demands, for sure, right? That's got to stop. So anyway, moving forward, piece by piece. So I just want to say welcome again to everyone, to our family, and we can't wait to hear from you and to have you on our lives, to have you guys literally on our lives, not only in the chat, but also sitting at the table here. And then we're also going to put together some personalized Zoom meetings where we all get to actually talk to each other. And that'll be pretty cool. So anyway, yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later with our live tonight with Jane Hatch, and then tomorrow with our live with Erica and Michelle. So cool. All right. We'll see you.